Hey guys, I'm out here picking longleaf pine needles again today. Today is March 11th, 2025. And I went home earlier with 7 pounds that I had picked. And now, when I went home, I sold an additional 4 pounds of longleaf pine needles on top of the 7 pounds I sold earlier. So I sold in my pocket an additional 1 pound, 27, 1 pound, 27, 54, and then the 2 pound order, 67, probably around 68 would change. So the total would be $100 in my pocket. So I made an additional $100 on top of the 171 I made earlier today in my pocket. So I made a total today in my pocket of $271. Now that's after shipping and paying the website and everything. So look guys, I'm going to show you what I just picked now. I just been out here for not that long, maybe an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. And here in my hand right here, that is a 8-ounce roll. That's equal to 8 ounces. That is around $13 and change, which would go in my pocket. And it would be $18 gross right here. Now I'm putting that in the bag, and then I'm going to show you what the additional I picked in the bag. The additional picked in this bag is definitely 3.5 pounds. It's 3.5 pounds in this bag, which comes out to around $80, 85, between $80 and $85. So I picked that, and that took me around 2 hours. A little under 2 hours, but right around there, I'm saying 2 hours. And I had to come out and pick again because I sold a total of 11 pounds today. So now I picked, what do I got here? A little over 3.5 pounds. 3.5 pounds, $81. 3.5 pounds, yes. And earlier I picked 7 pounds. I picked 10 pounds today. I picked over 10 pounds today. And I picked 10.5 pounds today. And I sold 11 pounds today. 271. And basically, I almost picked what I sold, 271 in pine needles. And I've been out here about 2 hours now. And earlier I was out here a little, probably around 3 hours or more, right around there. So I spent the whole day doing this, the whole day. Just picking longleaf pine needles. I went home, washed them, bundled them. You know, got them all ready to sell. And then I mailed out what I did sell earlier. I didn't mail out this additional 4 pounds I sold. This did not go out in the mail. This has to go out tomorrow. So I'm trying to catch up with my supply. Now, the thing that happens is with my longleaf pine needle supply is when I get hammered like this, 11 pounds in a day, and like if I get hammered again tomorrow with a big, again, my stockpile will be gone. So that's why I ran out to pick. I'm trying to get my stockpile back up. Really what I need to do is come out and pick every day. And besides what I sell, I need to build up a 50-pound stockpile because it's getting that crazy right now. I'm really getting busy. I'm getting hammered. Like I had told you guys, I'm doing this 5 years now. 5 years picking these longleaf pine needles and selling them on the internet, on the same website. So because of that, I have a very large customer base, very large. And it goes word of mouth. And when you're doing something for like a few years, and you're like one of the only good, reliable suppliers that don't go out of business, and you're always there, dependable, the word goes around, and your customer base builds up more and more. And like, I've seen a lot of different people come, do it for a year and disappear. Now, I don't know if they went to a different website or what they did, but they're gone. And me, I've been doing this On the same website, 5 years. Same website. Same same store, same web store, same shop. Gary and Tammy's store on, I'll spell the name of the site for you. E as in Eddie, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, Y as in Yarn. Essie. Gary and Tammy's store on Essie. And you could see my store if you go in my profile on YouTube. You'll see my stores in my profile. And I had this store. Now, YouTube, I only been doing for a year or two. I haven't been doing, and YouTube, I really started plugging my business into it about last summer. Last July, I'd say. I plugged my business into YouTube. Before that, my business was not in YouTube. It was just I put a video up once and now again. But now my business is on YouTube. My business, what I do, picking pine needles, selling Longleaf pine needles, selling vintage books, buying vintage books, and I haven't even had time to do the vintage books. But I do have around 2,000 items on my site. Now, I started a new thing. I've been collecting gemstones, and that's a new thing I'm doing. And now, it's kind of hard for me to get into that. I'm really trying. In the very slow months, I was hammering away at it, and I got around 1,400 pounds of gemstones stored away, ready to sell. I just need to get some equipment to polish some of the stones up and sell them. I have blue quartz, I have green quartz, I have red quartz, I have every quartz you can think of, and I have other stones too. And I have a lot. And I'm going to be selling a lot. But the thing is, now my Lonely Pine Needles have been hammering me, and I've been out here picking like every other day, just really like dredging it out, just picking and picking and picking. And I'm going to try to get caught up where I get my stockpile up to 50 pounds. If I get my stockpile at 50 pounds, I could actually take a week off, and then go back and hit it again and pop the pile back up before it gets too low. But I mean, I could take a week off from picking. I pick every other day, and I have to because. Since I have started this selling these Lonely Pine Needles, way back 5 years ago, I was selling a couple pounds a week. Maybe a year or two ago, I was selling 50 pounds a month. Then last year, it went up to 100 a month, 100 pounds a month. And it varied, it went from 80, 100, 80, 100, but it averaged out at the end of the year, 100 pounds a month. And now this year, we're in March, and of course it's getting busier. And because it's getting busier, I'm doing over 100 pounds every month. And I'm probably I'm thinking this month here is gonna be a 150 pound month selling these Lonely Pine Needles at 27 a pound in my pocket. So you do the math and figure out what I'm making on these $4,000 a month. I mean, it's a nice amount, it's a nice little income, plus I sell books and stuff. Now I'm going to be doing the gemstones. Now, I got to keep up with my supply and demand, I got to keep up with it. So I have to get my stockpile going. So once I get my stockpile up to 50 pounds, I'll feel really comfortable. Right now, I don't feel comfortable because too many times I got hammered. Last month, January, I forget when exactly, but I got hammered so bad. I was out picking for 2 days straight from 6 in the morning till 6 at night, trying to get my orders squared away. So this is what happens when you get busy selling Lonely Pine Needles. So anybody could do this, guys. See right here, like I said, this is only 3.5 pounds. About an hour and a half, 2 hours worth. That's like $81 here. So if you get busy like me, if you do this and start coming out and picking these, and you only need to pick a little bit at a time and stockpile them up. But try to get a nice stockpile and don't stop. Don't think, oh, I got 5 pounds, I'm not selling nothing. No. Try to get 20 pounds of these stocked up and have them in bags. Don't keep them in a shed or anything. Keep them in the house. Keep them in the house and don't put them in plastic bags. Don't seal them. Have them open where they get air. Put them in bags like I got. These Aldi bags. These are great. Stockpile them, tie them into bundles. Now put them up for sale. Wait. It might take a month or 2 months for you to get your store to kick in and sell one batch. But you know what? Once you get selling them, the people are going to come back. Whoever buys them, they're going to come back and buy them again. They're going to remember your pine needles as long as they're good and they can work with them. And you'll build a clientele. I've done it. And I've seen other people do it, and I've seen people come and go, and I've seen people that were real close to me and had just as much business as I had, and all of a sudden they just fell off the map. I don't know what happened. But I have seen other people do good with this too, and I'm not the only one. And there's a lot of, you think it's a small market, but it's not. It's a big market. There's hundreds of thousands of people that weave with these things with these longleaf pine needles, and there's people that teach people and they have classes, and there's people that constantly do this, and this stuff sells all over. Every time you see a wreath in the store, a wreath that hangs on a door, more than likely it's made out of these longleaf pine needles. And yeah, you might see some leaves stuck to it or some pine cones stuck to that wreath. Different things stuck to it that they glued to it or whatever they did. It might be dipped in wax or dipped in something so it's all glittery and glowy. But 90% of them wreaths are weaved out of these longleaf pine needles. That's what they're weaved out of. And when I sell somebody a pound of these, I give them 1 pound, 2 ounces. When I sell 2 pounds, I give them 2 pounds, 3 ounces. When I give 3 pounds, I give 3 pounds, 5 ounces. Now, when people buy these off of me, if they buy a pound order, 18-ounce order, they're going to make 15 wreaths with these that hang on doors. And they can sell them for $30 each, or they can sell them for $50 each, depending how much detail they put into them. And you look in the store, and you go in the store and look and see the wreaths that are for sale. I'm not talking about the stuff made out of styrofoam or, something real quick made. I'm talking about, you look at this stuff that's made out of this, and you'll see they'll be $20, $30. And they have a little work and detail work put into them. And if you see the baskets that sell, that people weave baskets and sell them, you're going to be really surprised because the baskets, some of them sell for $200-$300. And I have customers, and I know for a fact, that have stores and sell these baskets for a few hundred each. And they weave all intricate patterns in them and stuff, and people buy them and they put them in a spot in the house, and it's a talk about piece, and it's artwork. It's Art Deco, a lot of Art Deco stuff. A lot of different stuff are made with these longleaf pine needles. And you would not believe it. A lot of people are new to this. When they see my videos, they're like, you gotta be kidding me. You make $27 a pound selling pine needles. Well, I could go out and rake them. No, you can't rake these. Because you know what happens when you rake them? They break. Just like the ones in this path here where people walk. These are broken. They're no good. You got to go off the path in the woods where people don't walk. That's where you have to pick them. You pick them on the path there, they're going to be broken and stuff. People can't weave with broken longleaf pine needles. They weave with them. They make things. They can't have them broken. They can't have them messed up. So they look for them fresh, and they look for them brown. They can't use them green. If they're green, they can't weave with them because they shrink. And if they weave with green needles, the needles will shrink, and they'll get whatever they made will become loose and flimsy. So I do occasionally put a couple of green needles in what I sell. But the experienced weavers pull them out, put them to the side. They take 6 weeks to dry. But the thing is, they keep everything smelling like pine needles. But the pine needles that are dried up, these here, that's what they weave with. And the way they weave with these is they have to put them in hot water. And they put them in hot water, and they let them sit for 15 minutes, maybe more. Then they take them out, and they start weaving with them. They're very flexible. They're already flexible now. And when they come out of that hot water, they're real flexible. They can bend them any which way. And you could do that now anyway. But when they get dried up too much, they need that hot water to make it flexible. So look, guys. One needle is 3 needles. So when you see one needle, it's 3. 1, 2, 3 on the bud. 3 needles on that bud. So these longleaf needles, there's 3 on the bud. And you see them in the ground, how they fall, roll over the place, they're all stuck to stuff. And they're all these needles. There's one here, fella, it got stuck on a tree branch. That's like a 13-inch needle right there, guys. And I'm gonna hold it and show you. That's like 13 inches long, believe me. And these needles range in length from 13 to 20 inches. And some of them are longer, and people love to work with these because they're so long. Because when they're long, they could weave a long time with them, and they could make their products and sell their products. So look, guys, anybody could do this. These grow in zones 7, 8, and 9. And this is the second video of today. The first video, I was out earlier. I picked a lot, and then I found out I sold more, and I ran out, and I said I better get right back on it. So here I am. And now I'm going home, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And you could do this. You could come out here and pick these too, if you're in one of the states they grow in. All right, guys, over and out.